Let's fix it for you guys. It's a little bit low. Probably just do that. And I'm a little bit tall. Whatever. All right, good morning. So we are talking about preferences this morning because, like, one thing I realized, so I was watching a video from, I think it was like the Fab Socialist. She watched the video, she posts it, and then she shares it. And she's basically, it was a guy, and so it's an African American guy who's on his channel. He's been talking about this a lot. He's like trying to debunk this myth of like Afro-Latinos, because here's the thing, like, and I've talked about this multiple times, right, on my own channel, where I've been trying to explain the differences between the Latinx community and the Black community and how they are different. Like, there are people who look just like me, like they're the same color as me, but they are literally Latino and they speak Spanish. I'm African from Africa. Just because we have the same skin complexion, we are not similar. And so people keep doing this thing where they're like, people of color, and they're like, diversity and shit. Like, a person who's Afro-Latina does not represent me. A Puerto Rican person does not. Our culture is so different, and we don't even like each other. That's the part that's weird. So the person in the video was basically making a point, like, why did you guys cast an Afro-Latina to play, an Afro-Latino kid to play Colin Kaepernick, who is African American and white? Like, this kid literally doesn't understand the culture. He speaks a whole different language. Like, it's sending the wrong message. Like, it would almost be like if you were to cast a Chinese person to play me. It'd be like, bro, really? Like, I don't understand. Like, it don't really work like that. See how I don't speak Chinese? Like, well, I do speak Mandarin, but that's not the point. Maybe let's give another example. If you placed the girl, cast the girl who wrote the book about North Korea to play me in a biopic, are you joking? Like, come on, bro. She literally was like living in an internment camp for 14 years and speaks Korean. Like, it don't match. And so what I'm trying to talk about, though, is preferences, because, like, this was the reason why I had to call out French Montana, and I was really upset about it. And it was because what I saw him doing was like fetishizing Helen, which is a problem for me because I experienced the same sort of treatment. And it's a problem because, like, people like, a really good example of this is like Tyga, the rapper Tyga, who in all of his rap songs, he talks about how he likes these like really light-skinned Black girls, and those are his favorite, and he like glamorizes them, and nothing is wrong with that. Like, he can do that. He can have his preference. The problem is men like that believe that their one preference is applicable to all men. And I know for certain that, like, I would never date a guy like Tyga. I don't think Tyga's attractive, but also I know for certain that, like, guys that I date don't even think that the women that he thinks are attractive. So it's like, he can have his preference over here, and nobody has to say, like, Tyga, you're wrong. We can all be like, yes, Tyga likes these women, but I can also sit over here and be like, I'm sorry, but I think that those women are ugly. Like, who's the girl who married into the Kardashians? The one who was like, there's like a brother, the brother Kardashian, the male one, he married, or he had a baby with the girl, I can't remember, whatever her name is, but like, that was Tyga's ex-girlfriend, right? Like, to me, she's very ugly, I don't know, like, that's his type. And like, so he gets to live in that world. But what I'm trying to say is that, like, especially in terms of like these rappers, I feel like they should just do a much better job of like demonstrating to the world like the women who they find beautiful, but not in this way where they're like being propaganda media artists for women like me, because like that's what I start to have a problem with. Like, I don't need to be in a Tyga music video to understand my level of attractiveness or what the beauty standard is for me, right? And I feel like the problem is guys like Tyga walk around the world and they believe that we all think that their girlfriends are attractive, or even, I'm like, not even in a funny way, but like, I've heard quite a lot of men call a lot of his ex-girlfriends dog-faced. And without plastic surgery, I'm sorry, but Kylie Jenner is dog-faced. Like, And so everybody can say what they want after plastic surgery or whatever, but like, we've all seen the before plastic surgery photos, and all she did was have surgery to become, I don't know that. It was like, she just got a whole bunch of black features. It's like, this is insane. Like, and so, so to go back for a moment, my point here is that like when if you guys have seen it, I'll post a clip of this. There's like that video with Drake and Chris Brown where they're talking about these things, they call them flames. So flames are like pretty girls or whatever, right? And so then they basically put like 6 Habesha girls in the music video, and I had a problem with it. I was like, please take them out of your video. Like, first of all, like, I'm not gonna say Drake, because Drake is like thirsty and whatever. Like, Drake definitely dates Habesha girls. They're in every single one of his videos, but like Chris Brown, no. Like, Chris Brown does not like Habesha girls. Like, Chris Brown is a colorist. We need to like keep him there and just let him occupy that space of like Latina women and like the other Taiga women that they like just let them glamorize those women. But I think that's why we just need to make it like very clear. There are black African people from Africa who actually like being black and who are not colorists. And then there are people like Chris Brown and Tyga, and they don't like really respect anything about being black or being African. Like, they don't like African women. Like, it's okay. Like, none of us are crying tears for you. All I'm saying is like, don't be mad when Harry Styles is like making out with a Habesha girl, and then the same girl that you just said was like ugly or whatever, because it's like, it's just not true. Like, unfortunately, like for you guys with the weird preferences, like society has a beauty standard, and there are so many African girls who fit into that. And for some reason, you've created this like propaganda and all these ways to sort of like almost like criminalize just exhibiting in a black body. That's why I think people have been so, I don't know, like weirded out by me for just existing, because it's like, I don't need to be confident for you. Like, I don't need to date you or any of your friends to feel like validated. That only happens for you and like the other women that you are familiar with. I feel like that's like a white girl thing also. Like, I don't know, I don't get validation from men. I mean, don't get me wrong, like I get a lot of attention from men, but I don't get validation. Like, my self-confidence is really like a self thing. And it just so happens that other men seem to like walk into my world or whatever, the ones who are like straight, basically. Like, and also that's another thing too, where I feel like sometimes I can't understand, because like, I personally don't have a type. Like, my type is like attractive, wealthy men. That's what I like. That's my type. And not in a joking way, but like, that's the type. So they could be black or white or Asian or Latino. Like, I dated all of them. They're all nice. Like, I don't know. They're not, I don't know. They seem to like pretty women like me. There's not like 5 things about it or additional explanations. But also, I will say this, like, I've never heard from any of those groups of men this like, it's like a constant degradation toward like attractive women who are like basically attractive black women, because I don't actually see it with any other group. Like, I don't see black men having like active hate campaigns toward Latina women or Asian women or white women. And there's plenty of those ugly girls out here too. If you really have the stamina to make these like hate campaigns and to say all this awful shit, just spread the hate equally, you know? Like, don't just aggregate it in the most marginalized community. Like, we already have a shit ton of problems, you know? Like, we don't need more, especially from other black men. It's like, it's gross. And it's a lot. Like, no, but it just doesn't happen in any other community. So all I'm saying is just be real. Like, I appreciate all the anti-black shit that Tyga has said. Thank you, Tyga, for like letting us all know that you're a piece of shit, so we can all just like steer clear of you. But just don't trot back over in this lane. Like, don't switch sides. If you're gonna be on that train of like, oh, I hate Habesha girls, they're so awful, ride that wave. Ride that wave until it takes you no further. Just don't be mad when in every other video, because it just keeps happening. Like, bro, first y'all play Sunny there, then Helen, It's like, stop making yard shame videos. Stop taking my face and putting it over everywhere and being like, yeah, we love these girls. They're so pretty. Like, no, you don't think that. You don't. And that's okay. There's other people who do, like, I don't know, Burberry, Coach, Valentino, Louis Vuitton, L'Oreal Paris, every Old Navy, Gap, Levi's, really every brand on earth. So it's okay, Tiger. We'll be all right without you. I don't really feel like we're struggling that hard without your validation. I'm just saying, just stop riding the wave. Like, ride the wave that you created for yourself. That's what I want. Just those preferences that you wrote about and that you advocated for, like that real hate toward black women that y'all put out. Please ride the wave. Stick with it. Because I'm going to start posting lyrics with faces, okay? On this day, he said this. 1 year later, look who he has in the, like, I'm tired. It started with Adrian. Just ride the wave. If you want to be on the Sophia, like, Latina trash train, please ride it all the way to hell. Just stay out of my way, okay?